situation where we were looking at having after-hour meetings to accommodate certain people's schedules, then we probably either need a trustee or a volunteer. But so it kind of depends on what you guys envision on in terms of timing.
My guess is it'll probably, for the most part, be during the workday. And the only reason I hesitate is because I don't know who all the representatives are. And it is, again, the general rule, we want to kind of leave as much open to the partnership itself as we can.
And you guys, will you have some flexibility built in that if someone isn't able to attend, they can designate someone to?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that's the way we operate that way at Marcy also, so yes.
so there's some flexibility.
Oh, yeah. I think the key is that whoever your representative or representatives are, that they communicate well. The meetings are public. Some groups have asked if we send more than one person. Yes, you can. You can only have one person vote, but as I say, my guess is there's not going to be a lot of voting. There's going to be a lot of discussion and deliberation and so forth. And so if you want to send 2 or 3 people to a meeting, that's fine.
Well, I agree with Mr. Cassidy. Probably would be somebody, and I think we talked about that, probably somebody from our zoning commission who would be most familiar with our comprehensive land use plan. On that, I definitely agree. I'm just trying to figure out at least some of the broad mechanics of how this may work in terms of getting information to the trustees, them having to vote on it, because we are the final approval for anything,
right.
you know. So I'm just trying to make sure or ensure that we have that mechanism in place, or at least we've given it some thought. Mr. Quigley, do you have any thoughts about this?
In general, I mean, he has good valid points there regarding some concerns. But overall, as long as we're not bound to anything, I don't see why the board should take advantage of the opportunity to be involved.
Okay, very good. With that, I will go ahead and make, because I was really, I must admit, I was sort of on the fence here. I was waiting to hear from my colleagues and anyone else that had, and yourself, of course, as well, to be persuaded that we should go ahead and take this on. That being said, I'll tell you what, Mr. Quigley, do you happen to have the resolution in front of you?
I do.
Would you like to make that? Would you like to move that?
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion for the adoption of the following resolution. Whereas the Board of Township Trustees of Orange Township, Delaware County, Ohio, has learned that the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission has been awarded a grant from the Ohio Lake Area Commission to facilitate the development of a balanced growth plan for the watershed along the Olentangy River. And whereas ORPC has indicated that it will now form a watershed planning partnership of jurisdiction for the planning authority within the Olentangy River watershed, after which time the WPP will work collaboratively to seek broad public input and develop a balanced growth plan for the Olentangy River watershed based on that input. And whereas MORPC has indicated that the balanced growth plan developed with the grant will identify priority conservation areas within the Olentangy River watershed with recommendations to protect critically important ecological, recreational, agriculture, heritage, public access, and other areas, preservation of which would enhance the quality of life of the citizens of Orange Township. And whereas MORPC has indicated that the balanced growth plan will also identify priority development areas within the Olentangy River watershed, which will be areas in which growth or redevelopment may be promoted and through which the economy of the region encompassed by the Olentangy River watershed will be enhanced. And whereas MORPC has indicated that the balanced growth plan will also identify a variety of recommendation tools and programs through which priority conservation areas can be protected and enhanced, while sustainable development can be driven to priority development areas. And whereas MORPC has indicated the final balanced growth plan will not be a legally binding commitment, but only a set of recommendations that will not impose any mandatory requirements or limitations on Orange Township. And whereas the board desires to participate actively in the development of such a balanced growth plan for the Olentangy River watershed. Now therefore be resolved that the board supports MORPC's effort to facilitate the development of a balanced growth plan for the Olentangy River watershed and will participate actively in a watershed partnership to develop a balanced growth plan for the Olentangy River watershed. Be it further resolved that the board is not committed to implementing any of the plans or recommendations of the study and will make the determination of which applicable recommendations of the balanced growth plan, if any, to implement based on the best interest of Orange Township, the laws of the state of Ohio, and the wishes of its own citizens.
Second.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Thank you very much. In closing, I appreciate your time and consideration this evening. I do want to stress that Morpsey has many programs, which this is only one. This is my first appearance before the board. I hope it's not my last. And I hope you'll call me if there's anything that we can do at Morpsey to help out Orange Township. Really look forward to working with you over the next few years.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timiano. And with that, I'd like to call for how about a 15-minute break till 8:30?
Tom Sheehan. Hi, how are you? Pretty good. Just wanted to check the February 10th, February 17th dates. Where would the meeting be held?
At the Delaware Library on East Water Street.
Okay, got it. That is.
I was concerned that we wouldn't have enough room in there, but now that we've split it into 2 days, I think